technical issue. I could not log in from that, so I had to again create another live stream here. Uh, right. So today I wanted to talk about twin flames. So what are twin flames? And why do we experience the twin flame journey when we are in a spiritual awakening or Kundalini awakening process? Now, this journey is experienced differently by different people. For some people, they do not have a twin flame. For some, they have a twin flame, they know that they have a twin flame, but the twin flame's presence is not there prominently in their life. And for some, the twin flame is there, but then there is always this push-pull thing that is going on between the twin flames. So, I'd like to start with the characteristics of twin flame. So, I'm talking about the characteristics of twin flames since their early age into their adulthood. They will notice that as they're growing in a family, they will notice that they are not getting conditioned or programmed by the family's belief systems. They are a little different from their siblings. They feel like they are the black sheep or the odd person out in their family because they do not go by the family's norms. They don't subscribe to it. At somewhere within themselves, they think they are a free spirit. They want to be a free spirit. They aim to be a free spirit. So they can grow up in life feeling alone, feeling misunderstood, the sense of not belonging, and the need to belong is very high here. And this need to belong can become a romanticized feeling when they grow up. So these people are very interested in, the mythological love stories. They get attracted to these stories where there is a beloved and there is a search for the beloved and meeting the beloved. The imagination that goes around these stories, somehow they feel very attached to these stories. It feels like those stories are reflecting some part of them. And they feel that maybe they too have somebody there whom they need to meet. So, one thing with the twin flames is that they are risk takers. They hire risk takers. When they compare themselves with people around in the family, generally people who are very spontaneous, reckless, are more prone to take destructive decisions and they're high risk takers. But that high risk comes from irresponsibility. I'm not talking about that type of an high risk. I'm talking about the high risk where the person is the person is responsible, the person is wise, they understand that they have deeper layers in their psyche, but yet they take risk. They take risk because they were not programmed by their family. They were not programmed by people around them because they refuse to get programmed. So you will see that you are questioning life. You're questioning life from a very early age, and then many grow up and they will notice that they have certain attachment styles, especially when it comes to their love stories. When it comes to how they romanticize, how they think of their partner, there's a lot of drama that is going on there. And then many of them can have addictions also, because the reason why they are prone to addictions and attachments, They have a lot of self-worth issues. They can take a lot of things personally. And all this is because they're predominantly operating from Swadhisthana chakra or the sacral chakra. So when somebody is predominantly operating from that chakra, the issues that they face are with regarding to these things. Now, how are we linking the twin flame concept with Swadhisthana chakra? I'll come to that a little later. So what happens is, you will see that many of these twin flames at some point in their life, they are idealizing love. They are dreamy eyed. They have, this imagination that is going around in their head, and in that imagination is their beloved. So many of these people, they are not form of the third dimensional love. The third dimensional love is more about status, it is more about money. So people fall in love because it is convenient, because their parents told them to marry somebody, they will marry somebody. When somebody is living from the Muladhara chakra or the root chakra, and when they are looking at love or marriage, most of their ideas are karmic in nature. They are not trying to come out of the karmic nature. They will be rooted in that karmic nature, and any relationship with a person who's operating from belief systems, from the hierarchy structures, all these things, it will be a karmic relationship. But the twin flame is questioning all these ideas. They want to break free from these ideas, and their ideas are coming from a point where you're loving somebody for the sake of love, because that person is your beloved. Here, all conditioning goes away. Your family will tell you something, your society will tell you that you have to marry a particular type of person. Now, all these things will go away. So, what happens here is, can you speak English? Of course, I'm speaking in English, right? Okay, fine. So, another way that twin flames express themselves is through creativity. I am getting a lot of questions, but I cannot take any questions right now because that will sort of divert me from what I'm talking. I will take questions a little later. But if there's something that you can add to what I'm saying, I will read it out. Fine. So here what happens is, basically, as I said earlier, twin flames are operating from the Swadhisthana chakra. Please try to understand how twin flames think and why do they think in a particular way. Why is their mindset a little different from others around them? And why is their outlook towards life different from others around them? We have to understand this first. Okay, so here you have to see that twin flames are basically, many of them have some creative outlet. If the creative outlet in form of arts or some small ways of creativity is not visible when you are in the lower conscious state, it will come to your awareness when you move up in a higher vibrational state. So Swadhisthana chakra, the sacral chakra, is all about seeking. When you are predominantly operating from Swadhisthana chakra, you are seeking. What are you seeking? Spiritual seekers, we say. Why do you call them seekers? Because they're seeking enlightenment. They're seeking release from the cycles of life and death. They are seeking ways and means to reach that state. So here you're looking externally and you're looking internally also, because your internal journey, it starts when you start looking inward, but then for solutions you start looking externally also. You're seeking outside, you're seeking inside. This is the phase where you start seeking. And here, people who are born as twin flames, they start seeking their beloved. Now, why is it that only few of them are why is it that only few of them are twin flames? Is everybody undergoing a spiritual awakening a twin flame, or only are few of them twin flames? See, not everybody who is undergoing a spiritual awakening is a twin flame, because many come on to earth and they walk this path solo to enlightenment. But there's this special category of people or special category of souls, and they find their path to higher spiritual enlightenment by by seeking love. That is the method in which they do. Because you have to understand, the highest emotion in your emotional body is love. I always speak about the various sheaths we have. The physical sheath, which is the external sheath, then we have the pranic sheath enveloping the physical sheath, and that sheath is where you have the chakras, the prana, or Kundalini, it resides there. Then you have the emotional sheath where you have processing lot of emotions. This emotional sheath is linked to your sacral chakra, and this is your subconscious mind. So when in a spiritual awakening process, your subconscious mind is opening up, everything that is there inside of it is coming out. And this happens only when somebody is having a spiritual awakening process and not with a normal person. And hence, the way we look at life, it comes from a very deeper aspects within us. We are not living from the surface level. So the depths of the mind open up. The depths of the mind, the subconscious mind especially, can hold a lot of emotions. It can be depths of pain, it can be depths of love, it can be depths of, you can call it anger also, or resentments. It can be anything, and then both positive and both negative. So the highest emotion is the positive side, is love. So when it is love, you are trying to touch the depths of love in a twin flame journey. In the spiritual evolution process, the emotional body that is linked to the Vajranadi. The Vajranadi is a nadi which is running in your central Sushumna channel, and that is linked to your light body creation. The light body creation is your final destination in the soul evolution process. So what happens here is, the emotional body and the intellectual body, the thought body, are linked to Vajranadi, and when you can reach the highest, the destination point there is the love. The highest states of love can be experienced at the level of the heart, and that capability is there within you because you are a twin flame. And even for those people who walk their path in service, in devotion, in surrender, in acceptance, anybody who is operating from the heart space, they all are capable of reaching that space. So, in a way, a twin flame, the couple that are there in the twin flame, they're seeking love for a reason. And the reason is they're trying to understand themselves through love. To know yourself, you need a mirror. If there is no mirror in front of you, you cannot understand how you look like. In the same way, to know yourself, the depths that you carry inside of you, you need a mirror outside. And that mirror has to reflect your inner depths. And what is that mirror? That mirror is your twin flame. Because they can reflect the depths of your inner psyche. So here what happens is, when we are in the twin flame journey, we are trying to understand ourselves. We understand ourselves when we are in the twin flame journey with our twin flame. Of course, other opportunities to understand ourselves will come through other life experiences, but because this person is so caught up at the sacral chakra level, right, that the biggest alchemy inside their body can happen when they are operating or when they are in sync with in the twin flame journey. Now, we have to understand that there are glands in our body. We have many glands that are aligned across the spine. So these glands, they are producing hormones, and those hormones, they have an effect on how we are experiencing life, the emotions. So here there is a major emotional flux going on in your body. So when somebody is in a spiritual awakening or when they're in a twin flame journey, they will notice that their emotions are constantly fluctuating and they cannot hold their ground like somebody else around them. Maybe they'll see their friend, their partner, their neighbor, they seem to be very cool, nothing affects them, but this person is getting affected a lot, and the reason is because your subconscious mind has opened up. There's a lot of emotional flux going on in there, right? So because of that, people cry a lot, they get reactive easily, they feel very sensitive, and when somebody invades their boundaries, they don't like it. So they are in that sensitive zone, especially when the spiritual awakening is happening, and hence you have to understand that you have to protect your energy. Now there is one more thing that is with regard to the Swadhisthana chakra or sacral chakra. When the energy is working here, you have to understand that because this is your subconscious mind area, lot of repressed memories, memories of other lifetimes, other places where you spend time with your twin, those things start surfacing even before you can meet your twin. Dreams about your twin. It feels like messages are coming from the external reality about your twin. It feels like your inner world, your inner dream world, your mind and the external reality are sort of, playing a kind of a game with you, where you only know parts of it and other parts you're not aware of it. You only know half the story or half bits of, the story, and then you're searching for the other bits. Most probably a twin flame has the other bits. But then this story is coming in from the subconscious mind level. It is not coming from the conscious state. So there is a awareness, but then you don't know the entirety of it. And you don't know where you are going with it. You are just following your heart here. And the faint memories that you're holding inside of your system, which are guiding you into a particular way, along with the synchronicities that you see externally, it all feels like a big jigsaw puzzle. That big jigsaw puzzle is playing havoc with your emotions. The Swadhisthana chakra area is also the area where people can go into deep depression. In the Swadhisthana chakra, you have the crocodile. The crocodile, we all have this example where the crocodile tears. That means the crocodile, it just cries tears. But these are not tears of pain. These are just tears rolling down its eyes. Swadhisthana chakra, we cry a lot. We cry a lot because we have to clear away a lot of dense emotions, and a lot of those dense emotions get cleared away when we cry a lot. We need a personal space. We need that alone time. We don't want to talk to anybody. It's like we're in a cocoon. We don't want to meet anybody. We just want to sit with our pain and cry over it. And the tendencies to get suicidal also come from sacral chakra. So here the depression can go to a space where you might feel like, what is the point in living? Even those ideas can come into your mind, but of course you have to understand that this is just the part of the journey. So never act on such ideas. These ideas come and go, these emotions come and go. This is all part of the process. Whatever is there inside of you, you are releasing it. Understand that. Now in mythologies also you have, in Greek mythology, take any culture, you have Laila Majnun, or you have Romeo Juliet. Even in mythology, Shiva Parvati. These idealized love stories will attract you a lot if you are a twin flame. Now there's one more thing with twin flame that sort of creates sort of confusion in their life. That is that they think a lot, they feel very, very deeply. They know too much. They know too much about their inner depths. But if somebody asks them a question, how are you talking all these things? They don't know how to reply them. Because you cannot show somebody who's unawakened what is happening in your heart. Only another awakened person can understand you. So what happens here is the deep thinking, the deep feeling, the deep knowing. This can sometimes get mixed up with lot of imagination. Too much of imagination. And because of this imagination, you have the twin flame drama running in their life. And why imagination? Because Svajishana chakra or sacral chakra is the space which is linked to your imagination. Your imagination, your communication, your emotion, your expectations from love, what you want your twin flame to give you, what role you want your twin flame to play, what role you want to play. All these things are coming from the sacral chakra. So the longing for the twin flame is intense. It is very, very intense. Now this intensity can vary. Sometimes it is push, sometimes it is pull. And why is it so? I said flames. So think of both of them as two flames. Say one flame is a pink flame, another flame is a blue flame. These two flames are coming together, they're dancing around each other, which is the twin flame dance. The flames are dancing. It's a dance of seduction. And in seduction is emotion, in seduction is passion, in seduction is imagination. And when these two flames are dancing together, the intensity, the pull, they're coming together. They come together with the intention to merge. And the intention to merge is not coming from the surface level, it is coming from a much, 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 much deeper level. And they know this connection because the knowledge of this connection is coming from much deeper level. You know your twin flame, not from your life on earth, from way beyond the life on earth. But when these two flames come together, though they come together with the intention to merge, when they come together, they are losing themselves as a joint flame. They're losing their integrity. They have to open their boundaries. Because they're losing themselves in that connection, the need to sort of step away, because you don't want to lose yourself. It is too frightening for the ego. The ego wants to maintain its independent identity. So the two flames come together, but then they separate. They separate because they fear that they are losing themselves in this intensity. Maybe one person is ready for that intensity, but the other one is not. Because the ego is popping its head here. So the flames which came together to dance are now pushing away each other. They go far away. They need their personal space also, because that is also the sacred part of the journey. Twin flame journey is a very sacred journey. Not everybody can walk on this path. So when they separate, they are again trying to understand themselves because the emotional intensity is too much. When they separate, they need that alone space to again understand their boundaries, to again take back control of their emotional states because they have opened up too much. And in this game, at this level, the ego is still operating in both of them. And the ego will create the panic, the fears, the jealousies, the expectations. Because twin flames are born to become free, not to get tied down. But because we are born on earth and we only understand the love dynamic on earth, which is karmic, where we sort of label each other as lovers or like husband wife, and then you have certain roles to play. Wife has to do this, husband has to do that. You have certain expectations. You're trying to put each other into roles. You're assigning responsibilities. You're expecting something from the other person. Then there are these power plays, control mechanisms, jealousies, then there's cheating. So the kind of relationships that you see at a karmic level, they're very, very complicated. Now, when at a twin flame level, though the way you both think is different, some of these complications can pop up there. And no, I'm not saying that cheating and all those things, but then yes, a little of those egoic imprints which are there will be there within us, because see, we have to understand that part of some level of programming is there in our subconscious mind, because the sacral chakra is not yet cleared. And apart from that, there's an aspect of our mind that is operating from the collective consciousness. So we take on ideas which are there in the collective consciousness. For example, in the collective consciousness, there is this idea that the woman only should cook and the man should only earn. People take on this conditioning, and when they see somebody, they see a couple where the wife is earning, husband is cooking. Many don't respect that couple. They say, how can he cook and how can she work? It should be the other way around. Why? This is the collective unconscious programming. Until we do not question ourselves and remove this programming, we are caught up in that egoic structures. So the twin flame, they are carrying programming. Most programming they have, their family programming, cultural programming, they sort of come out of it, they question it. They don't accept everything like that. At some point in the revolution they realize it. But then as you progress further, you will see that you have your own programming coming from many lifetimes, which you need to clear away. And who will show you that programming? Your twin flame will show you that programming. They are your soul mirror. And you will show your twin flame their programming, because you are their mirror. And so the flames come together, they dance for a while and they separate. They need that separation phase, because a lot of things have come out of their subconscious mind that needs to heal. Some twin flames only meet once, some separate and they can meet again, some just go there. Are they meant to be together? See, the twin flame journey is not the same for everybody. I've spoken to a lot of people. For some, they know they have a twin flame, but they never get to meet their twin flame, but the twin flame is visiting them in their dreams. Few others have met their twin flame. They had this dance, the twin flame dance, for a very brief period. And that twin flame dance has sort of left a major impact on their mind. They're not able to come out of it even 20 years later, because that kind of a relationship they could not share with anybody else. They know it is their twin, but there is no way they can go back to their twin. But the twin is still in their heart. See, what happens is, you don't need the twin's physical presence in your life to evolve. Your interaction with the twin will open up certain depths within you. Sometimes that one interaction is enough. And your entire life you will be working through those layers of the things that are there inside of you. So the twin flame journey is not about uniting with the twin, it is about evolving through the journey. We have the chakra system, everybody is familiar with it. The root chakra, Muladhara, where the person is only thinking about themselves. They're so selfish, they will not even think about their family members. Then comes the Swadhisthana chakra. So twin flames are generally operating from this level. The Swadhisthana chakra level, you're thinking about another person along with you. So your ego has expanded so that it can accommodate another person. Right? So now, will you be here or will you move further? So the twin flame journey is about taking you to the next level, where your ego expands so much, because the more your spirit is expanding, sorry, not the ego, the more the spirit is expanding, the ego is disintegrating, it is dissolving. Spiritual awakening journey is about the name itself is saying it's spiritual awakening. When the spirit awakens, the ego has to dissolve. So here you are making a shift from what you want, what you desire, your expectations, your ideas. It is not about that. It is about what the spirit wants from you. Yes, they have a divine purpose, Nick. I'll come to that. So now the twin flames, they long for this journey. Oh yes, I was talking about how many different types of twin flame journeys I've understood. Okay, then there's one more twin flame type of journey that I saw, where the person knows that the twin flame is there right in front of them. The twin flame is not recognizing the person. This person spent time with that same person in their office for many years together. They were trying to pursue the twin flame, but they were too shy to pursue the twin flame because the twin flame was unawakened. But they could see that the twin flame also was undergoing a spiritual awakening journey. But the twin flame did not acknowledge this person. But then, when that person spoke to me, I told her that, the twin flame journey is many times not about reunion. It is about coming out of that need. Though you need your twin flame at a point, when you go beyond the Swadhisthana chakra, you have a mission to do. You're working from your Manipura chakra level. At that point, your mission, you have reached that point where now you're going beyond your personal love stories into becoming a leader. This is where the mission comes in. So when the twin flame did not acknowledge this person's presence, this person's love, that pain which was there inside of her, that grew so much that the pain has the capacity to transform us. We get transformed in pain in the spiritual awakening process. So the twin flames' presence in the same office, though they did not have a union, they did not even sort of speak to each other, that person did not even acknowledge her presence in the office, it still had an alchemical influence on her internal system. And she awakened, and she had her Kundalini awakening, where she rose to the level and she moved away from the Swadhisthana chakra to the Manipura chakra. So many think that we are incomplete without our twins. The sense of being incomplete, it comes again from your Swadhisthana chakra. And why? Because in Swadhisthana chakra, you have the Ardhanarishwara. That means half man, half woman is there in the Swadhisthana chakra. And why is it there? It is because when we are born in our mother's womb, our mother carries us in her womb. And when the soul is getting formed as a baby in the mother's womb, this soul has the capacity to be born as a man or as a woman. It depending on which gender will allow her, that baby, to express and experience life better, the baby will choose that gender. So the ability to choose your gender, the ability to be born as both man and woman, the ability to hold the masculine energy when you are a woman and to have the feminine energy within you if you are a man, comes from your sacral chakra. Because this is here, this is the place where you have the half man, half woman, Shiv Shakti you can call them, or you can call the Yin Yang or the Ardhanarishvara. That is the place, and this is in the water element of Swadhisthana Chakra. Swadhisthana Chakra is water. So in the water element, you have the capacity, the inner masculine and feminine energies are operating from that level. So when you are born as a woman, you can long for a man, especially when you are fantasizing these idealized love, and when you're a twin flame. And if you're a man, you will be longing for your beloved lady. It all comes from this level. Now you will see that this longing is so deep that you can go to any extent to sacrifice your life. You will give up marriage, you will give up your family, you will give up on your work just to be with your twin flame. You can do so many sacrifices. Maybe you will not do this sacrifice for any other person, but you will do it for your twin flame. Because that longing is so much. You feel so incomplete. Your life feels like, it's not worth when that person is not there in your life. So you have to understand that it is not just what you think inside, even the external reality is reflecting to you in the form of, you get these messages from the external world, you start seeing 11, 11, 10, 10 numbers, other angel numbers, then you suddenly realize your spirit guides who are guiding you. Sometimes they come in your dreams, sometimes you feel the presence of some higher beings around you in the night when you're asleep, but you don't get frightened. It feels like you're safe and you're taken care of. And then you have these amazing synchronicities, and you even meet your twin flame by chance. It is like the universe has arranged your meeting in the most unexpected ways, in the most unexpected places. And you have to understand that the twin flame meeting need not happen at a physical level. It can happen even at a dream level. You can identify your twin flame, or it's like, when you see your twin flame, it is the recognition of your twin flame is coming from a very deeper level, from the soul level. It is not coming from, the mind level or the programming that you're brought up with. It is not happening from that level. Generally, when we fall in love, many people fall in love, and that love is different. That is coming from your programming, your personality, which I call the limbic brain. The brain, we have three parts: the lower reptilian brain, the middle limbic brain, and the upper cortical brain. So when you're caught up in cycles of life and death, and when you have a personality, your ways of looking at life and all that, and you fall in love, and when you're operating from the limbic brain level, this is where your body will respond to love. You have typical heartbeat, that fluttering, that high because you fell in love, butterflies in your stomach, fast breathing. Now, there's a lot of blood rush into your cheeks. All these things is because this love is coming from intense attraction. The kind of attraction which happens when we can even experience this when we are about to get into karmic relationships. So the limbic brain programming or reaction when you fall in love with somebody, if it is karmic, it will be that extreme intense attraction. Anything which is causing intense attraction, an intense, kind of, you don't like it, rejection, intense attraction, or, an intense dislike. It is coming from your limbic brain programming. And limbic brain programming will take you into karmic relationships. It might start out like, intense attraction, attachment, but then suddenly it will take you into karmic relationships. Now, twin flame relationships don't happen like that. A twin flame relationship is about soul recognition. It is happening from a much higher level than these symptoms which I spoke about. When you see a twin flame, you just stop. It is not because of intense attraction, it is because of instant recognition. It is the recognition, like, in on earth you have billions of people. In these billions of people, you will not stand and watch anybody like the way you stop in your tracks and watch your twin flame for the first time, because this recognition is coming from your soul level. And it is not because your twin flame is beautiful, it is not because they are rich or because they are famous. It is nothing to do with their physical looks or their status. Yes, Hindi thoda आता है मुझे. See, I have a Hindi channel called the Kundalini Gyan. I have a Hindi channel, right? So you can subscribe to it. I'll do Hindi live streams there later on. Fine. So what happens here is this soul recognition is coming from much deeper level. It's like you're seeing yourself. Right? So what happens here is, now please understand, if the moment you see your twin, it is like your entire, the history of your life over many lifetimes. It feels like, say, a train was running on the railway track, and it is the journey of your life over many lifetimes. So the train, which was like running at a high speed, suddenly stops in its tracks when it sees this person. Why? It has recognized its soul. So this is a soul recognition. So now understand one more thing, and that is, your life will be an anomaly. If you look around, nobody's life will be like your life, your friend's life, or your cousins and everybody. Their life will be different. It will not be like your life. And because your vibrational shifts in your body are happening, your life will be undergoing a lot of change in one lifetime. Suddenly you'll have too many changes of place, changes of employment, too many mood shifts, and then you will understand that your vibration level is shifting, and then you are even getting attracted to a lot of knowledge that is weaved around twin flame journeys, because here, as I said, in Svadhisthana chakra, we all are seeking, and twin flames are seeking to understand themselves through love. So here you have a lot of drama at this level also. I've seen a lot of twin flame, websites and all those things. There's so much drama going on in it. So it is like you're left away one level of drama at the root chakra level, and now at the next level you're in a next level of drama. So in this drama, but there are vibrational shifts. In this drama, you are able to work through your subconscious mind. Here, every twin flame in their journey is trying to become a better version of themselves. Whereas in the root chakra level, people are just living life unconscious. But when you're seeking, when you're operating predominantly from the water element, right? And the water element, it stores lot of memories. Do you know that your subconscious mind, because when we talk about mind, you will always see water in it, in any picture. And water stores memories. Water is emotions. So you have this emotional drama, stories running, memories running. And then your self-worth is being questioned. Everything is linked to your self-worth. Even the twin flame journey is linked to your self-worth and soul evolution. And then even the seduction, the attraction, the twin flame dynamic, everything is from the Swadhisthana chakra. So you are predominantly operating from this chakra at this point. Now let's understand the Swadhisthana chakra. Swadhisthana chakra, what does it represent in your body? When you understand Swadhisthana chakra, you will understand why you undergo certain phases and why do you behave in a certain way in the twin flame journey. Swadhisthana chakra is all about communication. Right? In love also, we are constantly communicating. You will communicate the most when you fall in love with a person. If you see some newly, people who are like new lovers, see how many hours they talk to each other over the phone. As long as you're in love with the person, you're only talking, and because you're communicating, because you're talking, you are still in love. The moment a couple stops communicating, they move apart. Even if they fall very deeply in love and for circumstances reason they have to move apart, the person who loved very deeply will feel that love in the heart, but the other person who's moved away may not feel that love. They'll move on. Then your desires, your relationships, your self-worth, your connection with yourself. Are you your friend or are you your own enemy? Then things linked to love, lust, jealousy, imagination, attachment styles. We have a lot of attachment styles in love. Not every love is pure love. Even as a twin flame, you love your twin flame, but then when you have an attachment style, that attachment style again comes from the ego, and that attachment style can drive away your twin flame because they can see that ego coming up there. And when we are developing an attachment style because of our insecurities with our twin flame, you are putting your twin flame into a role. You want them to behave in a certain way because otherwise you will feel insecure. These are attachment styles. And this is where again the ego comes into play and the twin flame runs away. There is, the runner and the chaser dynamic that comes into operation here. The twin flame journey is not about putting each other into roles or responsibilities or telling them, see, I'm your twin flame, you have to be like this with me, or I will be like this with you. It is not planned, it is just your soul expressing its authenticity. Two souls expressing their authenticity. That is a very unique relationship. And if even these two souls, to express your authenticity, you need to have a spiritual awakening. Otherwise, you will not know what your authenticity is. So the problem with twin flame journey is many a times you meet your twin flame even before you know yourself. If you don't know what your authenticity is, you have not understood yourself properly, then if your twin flame comes into your life here, you're still not ready for an authentic connection. You need to purge. Your twin flame also may not be ready for that kind of a connection. So they also have to purge. So we might meet too early. And then that separation has to happen because we cannot purge when we are together. We need a alone time. We need to cut contacts. It becomes too much to handle. But when the twin flames meet, when they are healed, when the spiritual transformation has reached a point where they are free souls and when they can see the other person as a free soul and the authenticity in both of them is very high, then they are like those two flames which dance around each other beautifully. They can merge without losing themselves. They can separate and still feel complete. They are not trying to merge because they feel incomplete. They're trying to merge because they're expressing their authenticity. And their authentic nature is love. And there is one more soul that can understand that level of love, vibrate at that level of love and receive that level of love. Even when one person is capable of giving a lot of love, the other person should have the capacity to receive it. Many lack the capacity to receive love. But here, they both are able to give and receive love without any ego structures or ego, raising its head in between both of them. Because they both have found completeness within them. It is when you become whole within, you can unite with another whole. But when you feel incomplete within, you are not whole within. And the other person is also not completely uh, whole within, they're still seeking something externally. As long as you're there, you are expecting the other person to complete you. And when you're expecting this, expectations start. Expectations again takes you into an ego drive. There is again drama. When you stop seeking, and when you are focused on developing your or working through your spiritual journey to become an authentic expression of yourself, now you're not seeking because you're understanding yourself, you're understanding the world, you're setting boundaries for yourself, even for your twin. And then at a higher level, the boundaries can merge, you can emerge back out of the boundaries, and the twin flame, the dance is very beautiful at that level. So you have to understand that in the twin flame journey, your imagination is very high, and then this imagination has lot of stories which are there online that are feeding the imagination. Emotions are very strong. You can get lost in all this drama. Even with your twin flame or without your twin flame, it is drama. It is like a roller coaster ride. So at this point, we have these big idealized love, what do I say, kind of a programming there, right? So what happens here is you have to question your own ideas about love. How much of it is coming from expectations? How much of it, is putting you into a role, it is putting the other person into a role? Are your ideas taking you into lower vibrational state or higher vibrational state? You have to keep on questioning your own motives, your own ideas, because if you do not do that, you will again get caught up in the ego is again playing out in the drama here, and it can be very painful. So as I said earlier, most people who are undergoing a spiritual awakening process, they are risk takers. They take more risk than required. So what happens here is, the risk at this level, at the level of Swadhisthana Chakra, is that you can get fixated easily, you can get attached easily, you can idealize easily, you can invest yourself unnecessarily or more than required, and you can take big risks. All these things just in the name of love. So here, in a way, you are losing yourself. But you need to lose yourself in a spiritual awakening to again find yourself. Many lose themselves in different ways. For example, when somebody is in deep devotion to God, they lose themselves in their devotion to God because they can only find themselves at a higher state of vibration when they lose themselves at a lower state of vibration. But in the twin flame journey, you are losing yourself in love. So what happens here is, many get so lost in this journey, many a times they're not even questioning their logic. They're just going with the emotional flow. We should always balance our thoughts with emotions. We should not go into that emotional rush, the rush. The logical mind should sometimes question and keep you in your tracks. But this logical mind, which is questioning what we are doing, is generally not very active when somebody is dealing with a lot of the emotional body issues. Few people can stand their ground in this this emotional flux, because this emotional flux, it is very intense, it is severe, and it is very easy to lose that groundedness. So many get so lost that they find that pieces of them are lost, or they are trapped in this twin flame dynamic. it feels very difficult to retrieve those pieces. Sometimes the pieces are so stuck in the dynamic or in the stories, because see, what happens in the twin flame dynamic is we're investing too much into that stories that run the dynamic. It is very easy to lose ourselves in the story. It happens in love stories also, where people over invest themselves in love stories to the extent that they're not even questioning, how much are they investing in that stories. But when you're a twin flame, you're just taking you're just jumping into it. So what happens is, when you have to sort of step back and the other person steps back, you will notice that you have lot of pieces or parts of you that are stuck in that twin flame story or in the twin flame dynamic. You're not able to take them back. And when you can't take them back, it creates a lot of inner turmoil. It creates a lot of sadness and pain, despair also. It can feel like death also, because this is the place or the phase in the spiritual awakening process where the ego is disintegrating. It feels like death. I spoke about the various phases in a spiritual awakening process. So where you have the pranic dissension, and then this the body goes into a state of shock because a prana or the descent of grace has happened on that person, and then because the body has gone into a state of shock, then it is called the ego death phase, because the ego has to get wiped out. Then there is this transmutation phase, and then the resurrection phase of this person at a higher vibratory state. So here, when you are in this phase where you're grieving the separation from your twin flame, it feels like death, because pieces and parts of you are there in that twin flame dynamic. It feels like you've lost, and that you're crying over those lost pieces. It feels like death. But this too will pass. And you need this because you need to lose yourself to find yourself. This is how the spiritual evolution process goes on. But when you overinvest, if you look at people, when they overinvest in karmic relationships, they get a kind of, they have pain, trauma to heal. Many of them get rejected by the karmic partners, they abuse them, they ill-treat them, then they spend years trying to come out of the trauma. That is different, because that is taking a person to low vibration state. Whereas a twin flame journey, whatever happens, when you're trying to evolve from even the most painful of the lessons that you receive, you're moving higher in vibration here. This you have to understand. Now this is where many experience the Kundalini symptoms, right? So twin flame journeys, you need to sort of make note of what, in the dynamics, the twin flame dynamics, what are you expecting? What roles are you taking on? Or what roles are you assigning? For example, the woman in the twin flame dynamic may suddenly start behaving like the boyfriend's mother. She will sort of start treating him like a child. She's taking on a role. Now from where is this coming? It is again an ego attachment style role that she's taking on, which is not her true self. So all our roles, how you behave when you're in love, how do you treat your partner, how do you see yourself in love, are you secure, are you insecure, all those things are coming out. You have to learn a lot about yourself, and how you are putting the other person into that state of karma, that also you have to see, understand in the twin flame dynamic. You learn and grow like this in the dynamic. So here you will have to understand your expectations, your roles, your emotions you're going through. Why are you going through those emotions? Are you able to accept? Are you able to surrender? In this push-pull dynamic, okay? And then are you growing or are you devolving? So there is not only the internal thing happening, even the external universe is doing a lot of synchronistic events where you feel, okay, I will not meet my partner or this person, I will not see that person's face. Suddenly you will again come face to face with this person online or on some bookstore where you go, or maybe some other country. So the universe also plays its game, because this is a dance of yin yang, and the universe has its role in it. But in this push pull between the twin flames, there is always this dependency. There is a push pull between dependency, attachment, and soul freedom. So here the twins, they want their twin, but then they have to compromise on their authenticity and soul freedom, because the twin might be putting them into some expectation, some role, some kind of, their own mindset, their attachments, and this person is not ready for it. Why is he not ready for it? Because this person they're seeking authenticity from you. They're not seeking all these attachments and roles from you. At a unconscious level, they're seeking authenticity from you. And you are also seeking authenticity from the person, though at surface level you are not able to understand this when you start the journey, but when you reach a certain mature point in the journey, you will realize that what you always seeked was an authentic connection. So this is always a push-pull is not happening between the twins. The push-pull is actually happening between the dependency and the need to be a free soul. That push-pull is happening between the twins. So now let's look at the who are these twin flames? Now twin flames, they are, what I've noticed are two types of twin flames. I'm receiving lot of questions, but I can only sort of respond to your comments or questions a little later in the live stream, because right now, if I start answering that, I'll get diverted from the topic. You can keep on posting, you can talk with each other. So what happens here is, the thing from my experience I noticed is, predominantly I noticed two types of twin flames. I don't know how many of them are aware of this. The one type of twin flame is where one soul becomes two. Now, what is this soul? The soul, it is forming at this level over many lifetimes. You are born from many lifetimes. You're creating a soul quality at this level. This is the prefrontal cortex. When you are highly spiritually developed, the prefrontal cortex is well developed. You are very spiritually, awakened person at this point. So one type of twin flames I saw was the twin flame which has a very well developed soul. Now your Swadhisthana chakra is linked to this level. You have the divine masculine and divine feminine energies in your Swadhisthana chakra in the water element, and you again have that half man, half woman, Ardhanarishwara, or the divine masculine, divine feminine at this level also. But here it is not the water element, it is the mind. You are beyond the 5 elements, here you are operating from the mind. So some very highly evolved souls. These people are few. When you take the total twin flame, how many numbers are there? The type of twin flame I'm talking about are less in number. These people, when the soul quality is very well developed, that soul quality can, because we have the capacity to have the divine masculine feminine energy here and even in your Swadhisthana chakra. So when the soul quality is very well formed, that soul can separate into two parts, where one is the masculine energy and one is the feminine energy. But within the same person, again they have the division of masculine and feminine energy. Why? Because your body, the left side is the feminine energy and the right side is the masculine energy. So just because one soul has separated into two units, it doesn't mean that they're totally feminine and another person is totally masculine. No, it is not like that. And why is it not like that? You take a magnet, the magnet has north pole and south pole, right? You cut the magnet into half, Now you have two separate magnet pieces, but the two cut pieces will again have a north pole and a south pole. That is how life, the laws of the universe. You should always have two polarities. If there is no the two polarities do not exist, life will not exist. So even if one soul separates into two, right, still within them they will have the half man, half woman scenario is still there. So you have these twin flames where they're separated into two units, and generally these people will see in their third eye when the spiritual awakening, they might see like something like a small ball or an atom or something which is separating into two equal halves, and suddenly it comes to them, to their understanding, that this is the twin flame and they're one of those halves. Right? That is one kind of twin flame that I saw. And the next type, in these twin flames, the soul is very well developed. Even when they separate as two units, since childhood, you will see that these people have very high levels of empathy. They are very, spiritually grounded people. Then the other kind of people I've seen are, they're basically at the level of the Svaishana chakra. And here, once the soul is trying to express itself from that level, I told you that we have the half man, half woman in the Svaishana chakra also. So here they are seeking their divine masculine who is able to reflect their own inner masculine energy if it is a woman. If you're a man, you are attracting or seeking the woman who is reflecting your inner feminine energy, which is there in your Svaishana chakra. And these are also twin flames. So here, these twin flames need more healing than the ones which I spoke about earlier, where that one soul separates two, right? More than those people, these people need more healing, more, that's why these people actually feel more of that push-pull dynamics and everything, getting lost, too much drama and love dynamics. It happens at this level. But if it is the connection which is coming from the soul level, these two separate soul units might never meet in their life. They might go their separate ways. They will be doing separate things as part of their mission. They know they have a twin flame. They may not meet their twin flame, or they might meet their twin flame. But then their focus is more on their mission rather than on their twin flame. That is the difference here. These people are more grounded. So, when somebody is operating from the Muladhara chakra, do they have a twin flame? Or are they seeking twin flame? Are they seeking true love? No. On earth, 99.9% people are living basically from the ideas and programming that comes from their culture, their family. It's about money, status. They're caught up there. When you're caught up in that drama, you can never be a twin flame. And the reason for that is their soul, which is supposed to be developed here, which is called the Antaratma, it's not properly developed. Even for the twin flames who are operating at the Svaishana chakra level, trying to improve, try to become a better version, they're developing a nice soul quality within themselves. So they also have some good soul quality within themselves. Now, how do you recognize your twin flame? This is amazing. Sometimes you may not even know that you're a twin flame. You may never have heard that word twin flame. But as I said earlier, suddenly you see a person, it's like, your many lifetimes of like running through many lifetimes, suddenly you stop in your tracks and you look at this person. You look at this person because you recognize this person. And this recognition can happen in the most unexpected ways. And when you are not familiar with the twin flame concept, you might be wondering, who is this person? Why does this person have this kind of an effect over me? I recognize this person, but as what? What is this connection? That is when you start questioning your very existence. You start questioning your mind, how you lived your life, and how this person fits into your life. It does not make sense. But then you can recognize your twin flame when you see your twin flame in person. You can recognize your twin flame even by some online video. You can recognize your twin flame sometimes by that name. That name itself, you'll just stop. Sometimes the voice. You may not have seen the person, but some random phone call, you pick the call, and then you hear somebody's voice, and then that voice feels like you've heard it from like eons of time. That voice is so familiar. You cannot forget that voice. It stirs up a lot of memories inside your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind can open up. So seeing the name, the photo, somebody gets in some photographs of their friends or vacation, you will see the person standing in the photo and you can recognize like that also, or in your dreams also. Now, why does the twin flame enter into your life at a certain point in your spiritual awakening? You have to understand what is the primary reason for the presence of your twin flame in your life. Your twin flame can open your heart chakra. Understand that. This is why they're present in your life. Why is it difficult to open the heart chakra? Yes. You need some big catalyst to open the heart chakra. For people who are having an awakening because of Guru's touch, the Guru's touch will open the heart chakra. If a person is having awakening because of severe pain and trauma, when they go into states of deep forgiveness, or when they are transforming that pain into gratitude or in some other form, it can work as a catalyst to open the heart chakra. Or the divine that is present at the region of the heart can open the heart chakra. For example, when you see Krishna or some saints, when their heart chakra is opening, because they need that catalyst to open the heart chakra. In a twin flame journey, the key to opening your heart chakra is your twin flame, and you open their heart chakra. So the moment the presence of the twin flame comes into your life, you look at your twin flame or the twin flame looks at you, you don't even need to notice that this person is my twin flame, or you don't even have, your mind doesn't have to generate any stories around the incident. Maybe you both will walk your separate ways, but then you both have worked or put your impression on each other's alchemy. The body, the soul recognizes the other soul. And the moment you cross paths, you see that person, you are opening their heart and they are opening your heart. Suddenly you will feel the heart rotating. The heart chakra, which is difficult to open or rotate, it suddenly rotates in the presence of your twin, or listening to the voice or seeing the picture. They are there for that reason in your life. Understand that. So not all twin flame love stories, they come to a happy ending. It's not like, I'm going to marry, I'm going to have children with this person. It is not like that. That are karmic relationships. Those are earthbound relationships. And twin flame relationship is not about marriage or children or working together and all that. No, it is not that. Twin flame relationship is a relationship that is dedicated towards raising each other's consciousness. Where you want moksha, you want a liberation from cycles of life and death. And your twin is also wanting it. Maybe at the unconscious level they may not understand that, but when they have a spiritual awakening, that spiritual awakening can trigger when they see you. It will slowly come into their understanding that they are also seeking it. So here you are just partners in spiritual evolution. So this is not about marriage. See, marriage, living together and all that are part of the earthly relationships. When we have karma, we have relationships because there's something to give, something to take. It's all karmic relationships. And then we have children because we have some karma with the kids that are born to us. But when you're a twin flame, you're coming to the last lifetimes on earth, you have no karmic relationships. All karmic relationships go away from your life. They go away from your life because you are moving into your authenticity and you don't want anything that is karmic in your life. So twin flames, they are there to raise each other's consciousness. Ultimate love, the ultimate form of love is when you want your partner to rise and not to fall. When you look at karmic relationships, one person is trying to control other, they want to abuse other, they want to use other. The wife can get jealous of the husband gets jealous when the wife is earning more than him. There's a competition between the couple. At least one of them is competing with the other person, and in competition we pull each other down. We are not a real friend for our own spouse there. That is how basically karmic relationships work. But twin flame journey is not about that. Twin flame journey is where you are putting in your effort to raise the other person, and you feel happy that they're rising up in life, and you are also rising up in vibration. And you do this by getting rid of all the egoic structures within you which are pulling you down into lower vibratory states. And even the ego dynamics that are operating in the twin flame relationship, where you are seeking to become complete by you are expecting the other person to fill in that inner gap that is there inside of you, these expectations, all these things also are coming from the ego structure. The other person is not there to make you complete. You have to find your inner completeness. And that is what spiritual awakening is about. If you want somebody else to come and fill in the gaps which are there inside of you, then you will not evolve. You are again going into low vibration, and you're pulling the other person also into lower vibration. And that is why in a twin flame dynamic, you'll have push-pull dynamic. They are like the two flames which are coming together to merge. But when they are merging, they realize that their soul freedom is also getting compromised. So they are two evolved souls which want to merge without losing their authenticity. So until your authenticity is well formed, both of them, until their authenticity is not well formed, they will come together, they will dance together, they will try to merge together, but then because if they get caught up in the dance, they will lose themselves. They cannot lose themselves without finding their authenticity. They have to separate. It is too much to handle. Twin flame relationship, it can change a person so much that sometimes people are not ready for that type of change. It has its own challenges. For the one who is running, they have their own challenges. For the one who is pursuing, they all have their own challenges. And it is very painful for both of them. They might try to sort of marry somebody else, or they might to sort of try to forget what is happening. They might get involved in some other work just to take this relationship out of their mind, but it is still working in their system. They can't take that out of their system because the relationship is running very, very deep inside their subconscious mind. And until at a point in this awakening, your water element gets purified. The Swadhisthana chakra gets totally purified. When the Swadhisthana chakra gets very purified, you experience the love that is there in the heart. And when you reach that state, that is where you feel that, maybe, it will not bother you much, the twin flame is not there in your life, because you have found your completeness. And before you can reach that point, your twin flame will come into your life few times, because every time they come into your life, they're opening your heart chakra. They're a catalyst. The moment they have opened it enough, now their presence is not required. If they're still present, it can be very overwhelming for either one of you. The separation phase sets in. Until again, the universe pulls you back whenever you need that catalyst to open up your heart further. Now, the twin flame will be coming into your dreams also. Many a times people know their twin flame through their dreams. They may not see that person outside. They are in the dreams. It's like your inner masculine energy is coming into your dreams. And this person is, in a way I can say this, that the kind of person you attract as a twin flame, the person whom you think is a twin flame, and they're actually mirroring your inner, if you're a woman, they're mirroring your inner masculine energy, and if it is a man, that they're mirroring your inner feminine energy. That is why they're mirrored to your souls. Now when they come in dreams, you'll often see that sometimes these dreams are about you both are searching for each other, or sometimes these dreams are where you have come face to face with each other. Sometimes you might have dreams where you are sitting in classes together. If you have a guru, generally when spiritual awakening happens, you have a guru, and the gurus are in the astral ashram. Whatever ashram you belong to, even your twin flame will belong to the same ashram. They will be getting, in the night when you are asleep, you're taken to the other astral dimensions where you are trained. And this training comes to you from your ashram gurus. So you will many a time see your twin flame sitting there. So the spirit guides that you have are common to you and your twin flame. So many a times the spirit guides are like monitoring the twin flame journey. But you can see your spirit guides once you reach a particular point in your spiritual evolution. And see, I made a video called the 7 levels of initiation in a top-down awakening. It is there in the top-down awakening playlist folder. Please watch that video. In that, I sort of expanded upon the different levels we receive initiation from our gurus in the spiritual awakening process, and generally we come face to face with our spirit guides in the 3rd level of. The video is called as the 7 levels of initiation in a top-down awakening process, and it is in the playlist folder called top-down awakening. Check out that video. So generally you will come face to face with your spirit guides. You can see them when you can sense them even when you're in the 2nd or 3rd level, but you will see them when you have reached something like the 5th or 6th level. You will see them as bodies of light. And when you are in the twin flame journey, predominantly when you are dealing with lot of emotions, you are at the 2nd level of the top-down awakening initiation. That is where you are. So the water element, you have to understand, is very active. If you are a twin flame, it is the water element that is very active within you. Now the water element is linked to the Manas chakra, which is your thalamus here. The little water element is present here also. So when you heal yourself, the thalamus gets activated, and it is from the thalamus you can telepathically communicate with your twin flame. And to be able to telepathically communicate with your twin flame, the water element in your Svadhisthana chakra must have cleansed. And your subconscious mind has to open up everything with regard to your attachment styles, your addictions, your self-worth issues, your relationship with yourself, your self-hatred, how you are critical or hard upon yourself, or how you are not happy with the way you look, or you're not happy about how you behave. All these things come from Swadhisthana Chakra. All these things have to get healed in the process, where you have developed a good healthy relationship with yourself. And it's only when you develop a good relationship with yourself, the emotions in your system come into balance. See, serotonin, which is produced in your body, when it is produced in the right amount, you will have a healthy sense of self. So by the time you cleanse out the emotional body, you have developed a healthy sense of self. When your sense of self is healthy, when I say healthy here, you don't have attachment styles, you don't have addictions here, you don't feel incomplete inside, you're happy where you are, you don't even need somebody from outside to make you happy. You have understood life, you have understood yourself, you have understood the people in your life, you know whom to allow into your life and whom not to let come into your life. So your basic comfort level in life is nice, and by the time you reach this state, you are not crying a lot. Here you literally stop crying, all the pain is gone, healing is done at the emotional level, right? So what happens here is the water element is very active, and that is what is causing a lot of Kundalini symptoms in your body. So water element is all about universal communication, and that is why, see, think of the entire universe like water. Say the entire universe is like water. And if this water is a medium through which you can communicate, for example, you write on water, maybe a twin flame is writing on water at some point in some other place in the world, they're writing on water. I said water holds memory. Now, that water is coming to you, and you can see that writings of your twin flame in your mind. Why? Because water element is about communication. It holds memory, it holds information, it can transmit information from one point to another point. And when you look at the world from the water element, which is there in the Swadhisthana Chakra, this is where communication comes up from. Telepathy comes up. Your ability to connect with yourself, your ability to connect with another person. And that is why, see, when somebody is narcissistic in nature, they are not operating from the water element, they are operating from the root chakra. And that is why they don't have a healthy sense of self. They are not self-aware. They don't have a good connection with themselves, and they cannot be kind to another person. They cannot be kind to their own child. So here you have to understand at the water element level, the ego structures have dissolved a little. And water element is about emotion, it is about creativity, it is about sexuality. Yes, Jahani Gupta, the sun and moon have a part to play. Yes, the sun represents the masculine energy and the moon represents your feminine energy. But when you're talking about the water element, the Swadhisthana Chakra, here the moon element is more stronger than the sun element, because here you're dealing with the issues with regard to the mind. So the moon is the thing that you are focusing right now when you are dealing with your emotional body. Both for men and for women, it is the moon that is predominant here. And that is why you notice that with the changing phases of the moon, the waxing of the moon, the waning of the moon, yes, ma'am, gazing of moon will heal the sacral chakra, especially when it is the full moon. Certain moons, the 4 moons in a year which are very powerful, right? The moon that comes in the month of February, Magha month. Then there is one moon, full moon that comes in the month of May, which is Vishaka. Then Shravan, that is in the month of August moon, that is also very, very strong. And then Kartik month, that comes in the month of generally November, October, November. That moon is also very strong, and hence you will notice that when the moon is very strong, your emotional swings will also be very strong. The moon affects your journey. The waxing and waning of moon has a huge impact on twin flames. How they emote in certain phases, they're very, very triggered easily. Especially you see that in and around full moons, certain major shifts in moons, you will see that there's a lot of emotional flux happening inside of you. And then the water element is about sexuality, how comfortable you are in your own skin. Are you embracing your sexuality? All these things. And then seeking, you are seeking and seeking and seeking when you are in this Swadhisthana Chakra. Here, because you're twin flames, you're seeking answers for your love. Then dreams also, the subconscious mind is related to your dream time. And in the subconscious mind, your many lifetimes of memories are also there. So these lifetimes of memories are coming to you as faint pictures when you are in a wakeful state, because your vibration level is high, your subconscious mind has opened up. And especially when you're asleep, your dream state is very vibrant. Lot of information about your, your nature, everything is coming from your subconscious mind. So what happens is, you're making the shift here from the ego-based living into heart-based living at the end of the process. And this process will even start the light body activation. The light body also starts activating for you and for your twin flame also. Now twin flames can be of different backgrounds, but generally you will notice that there is a kind of a common spiritual understanding between these people, even if they are from different cultures. You will see they share some common spiritual habits, or they will share some common, you can say, meditation techniques, or it could be a common spiritual technique, or their outlook towards the spiritual aspects will be the same, because they both come from the same ashram. They're being trained in the same ashram. Though the way they understand this knowledge can vary, because they come from different countries, different cultures, right? But still, the spiritual thread that is connecting both of them is the same thread. Understand that. But maybe the way you express it might be a little different. Now, both of you, yes, you have your mission. But the first thing is, before you can come into your mission actively and do it, your mission will be something related to raising the consciousness on earth. And what happens here is, the biggest thing that you have to do here is you have to become a free soul. That is what the end objective of your twin flame journey is. It is not to get tied up in roles or put your twin flame into roles, take on responsibilities, give responsibilities. It is not about that. It is about finding your authenticity and allowing the other person to find their authenticity in their space. So for twin flames, personal space is very sacred, and you need to keep your personal space free of toxic people, free of unnecessary distractions, which can sort of, again pull you down into lower states of vibration, which can keep you caught up in cycles of life and death. So you need to be very careful with whom you mingle, with whom you talk. Because if you spend a lot of time in a company where people are more, very worldly type of people, you can get influenced by their energy. Though you know that it is not your vibration, but still it can bring a slight shift in your vibration. So the twin flame journey is more like the play between the light and dark, where the subconscious mind opens up, the darker aspects in the subconscious mind are coming to light. You are seeing more of yourself, you're learning more about yourself through your own experiences and the biggest mirror that is there in your life, which is your twin soul. So At the end, where does this relationship take us? It it looks like a normal romantic relationship to start off at the surface, but don't expect that to be like how it is for others, because as I said earlier, a twin flame life is an anomaly. It is not like a normal like life like others around you. Generally people fall in love, they have kids, that is normal life. Twin flame life is not normal. You might seek that normalcy, but the more you seek it, the more it will evade you. So ultimately it is about reaching a position in your life where you're questioning your expectations from your love. You understand. See, let me put it this way. Sometimes, we have attachment styles and we want to put our twin partner into a role. For example, I want my twin partner to protect me because, I feel okay, I don't have to care much, he will protect me. So here I am not taking responsibility for my life. So what am I doing? My style of behavior is putting him into a role there. And when he is getting into a role, he is losing his authenticity. So he will resist it. Right? Yes, Shiva Shakti, Bhavani. Yes, you're right. So when you look at, these, see, I actually what Bhavani said is wonderful. If you sit down and look at Shiva and Shakti and the legends that are connected to Shiva and Shakti, you will always notice that Shiva does not expect anything from Parvati, from Shakti. Shakti has no expectations from Shiva. They are just two vibrations, the divine vibrations that are complete in themselves, and they are so complete in themselves that they are so authentic that they have found their authentic counterpart who is also equally complete, and they complement each other so much, and they've been divine partners from like eons of time, and as long as the world is there, they are the divine partners. That is the strength of that relationship, that is the stability of that relationship, and when the relationship is so stable, they are divine, and from that divinity they can create worlds. So when two complete people come together, they come together not because of attachments or because they're seeking or because they want something. They're not coming together because they've been programmed to think that they have to be together. They do it because it is a natural, authentic self, and things are happening as a natural progression in the spiritual path. Because here it is not these two people who are taking the decisions, there is a higher power that is watching over them. Please understand that. And when you both are ready, the higher power will get you together. But you have to make yourself ready for it. And when they come together, their together capacity is not, to make each other's life comfortable or convenient. It is about the ability to create so much more for others in the world. That becomes their mission. Now, I will not say that mission is this, mission is that. The mission will be something that you have been trained for over many lifetimes. And every soul has its own potentiality to participate in raising the consciousness of earth. So you are designed in a particular way over many lifetimes to express yourself in a certain way, and you will use that to heal earth, to raise the consciousness of earth. Everybody contributes in a different way, and your contribution will be your own unique, authentic expression. So here we are taking back our three powers. We have invested our Ichcha Shakti, Kriya Shakti and Jnana Shakti when we got lost on earth, when we forgot that we are a soul and we are not the body, and the physical reality is not the only reality. When we forgot ourselves in this game of life on earth, we lost our powers. What are these powers? The power of will, the power of action, and the power of knowledge. When we are spiritually awakening, we are taking back these three powers as part of the process. And when you go into high vibration, you have taken back these three powers. And once you take back the three powers, you become a powerful person. And when you take back, the first thing you take back is the power of action. After that, you take back the power of knowledge. Then you take back the power of will. By the time you take back the power of will, you are a creator being. You are able to create a lot of things. Your potentiality to create is very high. And from there, next comes the bliss states in the spiritual awakening, and thereafter you become a free soul. So this process is not about being with a person and then expecting the other person to accept you. This is not about that. This is about your inner freedom from duality. And the reason why you chose the twin flame path to walk this path is because in some higher dimensions which are linked to the water element or Swadhisthana chakra, see, every chakra in our body is a portal to many different dimensions. So at the level of the Swadhisthana, though see, if our earth, it is present at the root chakra level, the Muladhara chakra level. Now at the level of Swadhisthana chakra, you have many different worlds, water worlds. And in these water worlds, you have many different beings. Many of these beings, as long as they're in their worlds, they cannot evolve very fast. The growth of vibrational shift is very minimal. And some of these worlds have deep resonance with love, and the person whom you're calling your twin flame is the person with whom you have spent a lengthy amount of time in other dimensions. You have spent so much time with that person that you know that person's, the basic, the molecules that make their body, you know that molecules also. And they also know you like that. You have spent a lot of time with that person. Now, even this is the kind of attachment which will not allow you to evolve. We are born on earth because on earth you can progress very fast. Spiritual evolution happens very fast, and on earth you have Kundalini awakening, which is not present in other dimensions. Because when you're in other dimensions, you're living in your astral body. You don't have a physical body there. You don't have the pranic sheath with chakras there. When you're born on earth, you take on two additional layers or sheaths. One is the pranic sheath with the chakra system and Kundalini, and the other thing is your physical body. And because the chakra system is there inside of you, Kundalini is present inside of you, this is like a fast track progress to spiritual growth. But this fast track progress is very, very difficult. You don't know when you will fall off the track. It is very difficult to deal with. But we have chosen this tough journey because as long as we are caught up in those astral dimensions, the water dimensions, it's all about addictions, attachments, even that love becomes an attachment. You are born on earth so that you can come out of your addictions, you can come out of your attachments, because you need to move into your authenticity. If you want to live in that attachment, you have been in that world. Why will you come here? You came here because you want to go beyond that. But when you're born on earth, the memories are still there in your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind attracts a lot of things into your life. A lot of things that come into your life, they come because your subconscious mind is sort of resonating with the universe to get those things into your life. And there your twin flame again pops up in your life. And then starts the twin flame journey. Right? So that you have to understand that The karmic relationship, the basic, karmic relationships, when it starts off, the intensity is very high in the relationship. Extreme attraction. Hurry, do soulmate journeys go in the same path? Soulmate journeys are like a nice friendship. Karmic relationships are like that intense attraction is there, the kind of attraction where that love wants to consume, and this person also wants to get burnt in that love. It is that kind of an attraction that you will have in karmic relationships, and that is why these relationships turn abusive a little later, because they are totally driven by attraction, by expectations, by one person is trying to control or create bondage. But soulmates is not like that. Soulmates is like friendship, where you know that person knows you. You have developed a nice bond there, and then you can live like friends all your life, friends and like beautiful relationship. And the soulmate relationship, it feels very tender on the heart. The difference between a twin flame relationship and a soulmate relationship, the soulmate relationship, it claps when you're climbing up in life. It wants to be there by your side. They're your well wishers. They want you to be happy, and you also want them to be happy. It's a beautiful bond. But the twin flame journey, the twin flame will challenge you. A soulmate will not. The twin flame can show you the areas which you need to change within yourself, deep in your psyche, which a normal person cannot see. The twin flame can see. They challenge you. They can trigger you. Because what you don't want to see about yourself, your twin flame is showing it to you. That is the difference. So with the twin flame, even your deeply held things in which are present at the very, very, very core of your mind, which others cannot see. It's like you're naked, stark naked in front of your twin flame. They can see everything, and you can see everything. There is no way you can run and hide and deny that this is not there in front of your twin flame, because your twin flame knows it is there. Nobody can read you like your twin flame, or trigger you, or push you to change, come into your authenticity like your twin flame. They are there for that. They are not there to make your life comfortable. If they're there and they're making your life comfortable, okay, if you have finished the process and if it is comfortable, then it is a different thing. But when you're in the process and you're just living life to make each other's life comfortable, you don't want to look, or you don't want to address the darkness within each other, then it is not a twin flame relationship. So what happens is, karmic relationship is something which it wants to consume you. Basically, karmic relationship consumes you. See, if there's one controlling person in the karmic relationship, the very idea with which they trap the other person in love is because they want to use and abuse the other person. The other person is looking at the intensity of the predator and thinking it is love. Whereas this predatory minded lover is thinking of, how do I control this person? Not love the person, control the person. So here, when somebody enters a karmic relationship, they're getting consumed by love, by attachment cords, by roles, by responsibilities. But in twin flame love, this love is also consuming you, but this love is the fire that is burning you and transforming you. That is the difference. In karmic relation also people cry. In twin flame relationship also people cry. But in karmic relationship, they're crying because they're being abused. They don't know how to get out of it. They're confused with life. In twin flame, they're crying because they're undergoing a spiritual transformation. The ego is dissolving. So this will also burn you. But it will burn you for your own healing and not to pull you down in vibration. That is the difference between karmic relationship and the twin flame relationship. Next, how do you know that you've reached a point in your twin flame evolution? The thing is, as I said earlier, only two holes can make a high vibrational twin flame couple. Only two holes. That is, I'm not talking about HOLE holes, I'm talking to WHOLE. So two people who are wholly integrated inside, they have done their inner work, they alone can make the well balanced twin flame couple, which is rare. Mostly twin flame couples are always, they come together but they move away together because again they're worried about losing their authenticity. So by the time you reach this state, you will have no memories to dip into because the water element is cleansed. Your personality has been transmuted. That is what you expect from life, how you express yourself, how you perceive life, how you perceive your partner. Everything has got deconditioned. All programming is gone. You have no fears. You don't experience jealousy. You don't get unnecessarily angry. You have no expectations. You don't care if somebody wants to shame you. You can rise up even when somebody is shaming you. You give a damn, right? You have no interest in drama. You have no prejudices. You have no assumptions. You have no opinions. You have no personal victimized stories to tell the world. It is just two flames in eternal dance with each other. And reaching this state is the twin flame journey state. So by the end of, once you've cleansed your Swadhisthana chakra, the water element is cleansed and you've healed yourself, you will, even before, you have completed that, you will start understanding what your mission is on earth. You might do your mission together or as two separate agencies, you can do it. So you have to understand herein is that a spiritual awakening process is happening in you through love. And this dance of love between you two is not to pull you back into lower conscious states. It's not to bind you together. Two free souls cannot be bound together. What is the meaning of free soul? Free soul is you want to be free, you want to express your authenticity. It is about liberation. It is about liberation from drama, it is about liberation from conditioned patterns. It is liberation from your own subconscious mind. Liberation from your own expectations and roles from life. So here, the twin flame journey is required so that you lose yourself. It is only when you lose yourself, you find yourself. And in this process, we become the divine feminine when you are a woman, and the man becomes the divine masculine if the person is a man. So here you're finding your inner divinity. It is a sacred journey. It is so sacred that even the pain that you go through it has a purpose. The separation has a purpose. When you are brought together, there is a purpose. So ultimately it is purpose driven. If you have a purpose to work together, you will be together. If it is required that you be separate in doing your purpose, you will be separate. But then you are not seeking anything here. Once you come out of the water element, you are not seeking anything. I try to give you, an understanding, an overall understanding about the twin flame dynamics. Now I'll take questions on twin flames. So yes, you can start asking me questions. I'll log in so that I don't miss out on the questions. Give me a second, please. I tried to log in from the other live stream thing that I created earlier, but I didn't know how I could enter that. So then I had to again create another live stream. Kundalini Guide. Yes, now I can see your questions. Just a second. Twin flame, okay. Uh, Whether someone is there or not, okay. Ma'am, any divine sign from higher self so we can confirm this journey? Not one divine sign, ma. You'll get many, many divine signs when you are in this journey. It's the synchronicities. You will see that person in your dreams. They'll come in your dreams. Now, one thing you have to understand, even people who are karmics can come in your dream. What is the difference between karmics coming into your dream and twin flame coming into your dream? I'll tell you the difference. Which karmic will come into your dream? If the karmic person is very lustful, they have intense lust to consume you. Lust is a very strong emotion, negative emotion. And emotions are linked to water element. So what happens is when the subconscious mind is open, the water element is open, sometimes you might see in dreams that you are in a kind of an act, a sexual act with a person, right? And people generally see this and they think that person with whom they are is their twin flame. That is the biggest mistake many people do. What happens here is when somebody is lusting after you and the lust is so strong, and when your subconscious mind is opening up, that lust can reach you. And this dream is telling you that, see, generally what happens is when we are awakening, dreams come to us. But we don't know how to interpret our dreams. Many a times we misinterpret our dreams. So here, because you are seeing yourself with another person in an act, you think that this person is my twin flame. No, that person is not your twin flame. It is that person who is lusting after you. But at that point in the spiritual evolution, you do not understand the difference there. So even people who are lusting after you, they can come in your dreams, or people whom you lust after, or some people have sexual addictions also. They also can experience a different variety of dreams. Just because you're seeing a person in your dream does not make them your twin flame. Generally, if it is a twin flame, you will see. How do you know that this person is my twin flame? You will see them along with you in the class. Generally, when you're attending ashrams, you will have dreams where you're in front of the guru, or you're in some ashram, or your spirit guides are there with you, and then you see the person sitting next to you there. That is your twin flame, not the one with whom you have other dreams. And apart from that, see, the moment you see your twin, your heart chakra will start rotating. Nobody else can do that for you. This middle part of the heart, it suddenly starts rotating, and then you'll start feeling dizzy. The moment you see a twin flame, that happens with the person. And they don't understand why it is happening with them. They might sit down, they can't even stand, they have to sit down and sort of, uh, take back, come back to the normal state. Okay. Mm, why one twin is stuck in karmic relationship, especially divine masculine? See, Nikita, when somebody is in relationship with somebody else, we should not go behind that person. Even if it is your twin, don't look in that direction. It is wrong. Because you are not respecting the sanctity of their relationship. So, twin flame relationship is not about running behind a person and telling him you are in a karmic relationship. Even if it is your twin flame, even if your twin flame is caught up in a karmic relationship, you should leave it to the universe. You should not bother about it. Once he has learnt his lessons, and once he has to come back into your life, and if that person is your twin, many a times what is happening in the spiritual awakening process, many people are getting sort of deluded, attracted to somebody, and they think that attraction is twin flame. Attraction is not twin flame. When you're attracted to somebody intensely and you feel those basic heart fluttering and stomach butterflies, you feel that rush in your body, hormonal rush, that is not a twin flame sign, because that is happening at the emotional level. Your body is naturally responding when you fall in love. People feel those things. Twin flame love is where Your heart is recognizing the person. It is not about your body changes, the breathing pattern changes, or that happy, joyous feeling. It is not about that. Many a times these things may not happen when you see your twin. Just your heart will rotate. Okay. Met with one while Tantra practicing. He triggered my healing journey and helped me evolve. I am seeing 69 and 96 numbers. 69 and 96 are linked to divine masculine and feminine. Can twin flames steal our energy in dream state or imprint their energy in it? Is it truly twin flame or something? If somebody is stealing your energy, ma, they are not twin flame. Twin flames don't steal your energy. They are there to uplift you. Of course, maybe when they are not in their conscious state, they might say hurtful things out of anger because they are disturbed at an emotional level, and then they will hate themselves for saying all those things to you, but they will not steal your energy. If somebody is stealing your energy, then it is a karmic relationship. It is not a twin flame journey. Yes, I have awakened my Kundalini, and ma'am, who is lusting over me, I don't know if he's my twin because I'm okay. Expose tarot. See, if somebody is lusting after you, then they are not your twin flame. I'm making it very clear for you here. And you have dreams of a man who's lusting after you. Lust is not love. Love is different. Love is divine. It is sacred. And lust is animalistic. Shrutkirti Shelar. Ma'am, please differentiate between false twin flame and real twin flame. Ma, there is nothing like false twin flame. I don't know from where that thing has come. There is only one person who's your twin flame. Maybe, you might attract some karmic person. Maybe that karmic person is now being labeled as false twin flame. And I think they call him the false twin flame because when you meet your karmic partner also, you will experience many of those signs which you will experience when you meet your twin flame. For example, you will feel like the day is very beautiful, or it feels like you just walked into an unusual path and there you meet somebody with whom you fall head over heels in love, but then that person is karmic. So maybe they're calling this person as karmic. You have to understand the chemistry of love actually starts in your body. Your inner neurotransmitters, they affect your external reality. So when you are in that phase where you're about to fall in love, the neurotransmitters are getting produced, then you will see that magic in the external world, and some person will walk into your life, especially if it's a karmic person, then you can fall into the love with the karmic person and you might think that it is the twin flame. So that is what I think they are saying when they say false twin flame. Parashakti, I met someone, I couldn't eat for 3 days. I was disoriented. I couldn't understand what was going on. Suicidal thoughts and cigarettes. You have to question why this happened to you, Parashakti. You have to understand it. You have to question, because sometimes, the reason why I'm saying this is many a times we have soul memories with other souls. Some souls are, you must have had some issues. Some souls could have been, some relationship with, they could have had some relationship with you in the past life. So when you're awakening, some of those soul energies you will see, and when you see them, not necessarily it has to be a twin flame, it can be anybody. Say for example, you had an enemy in your past lifetime. Suddenly if that person comes face to face, that energy you can recognize in this lifetime, and it can sort of make you, it can upset you. So it can be anything, not necessarily it has to be twin flame. You have to use your discernment here. Significance of 69 and 96. They are Shiva and Shakti numbers. Many say that, right? 9 is Shakti, 6 is Shiva, something like that. but not tarot reader confirming my I am divine grace, but not tarot reader confirming my journey, ma'am. Why are you seeking others to confirm your journey? Please tell me that. See, you're trying to seek answers. When you're in this twin flame journey, as I said, the water element, you're seeking here. And when you are seeking, you will go to a lot of people for help. And here, your experiences can be interpreted in many different ways, depending on whether the person is spiritually awakened or not. The person who's giving you the advice, are they spiritually awakened or not? If they're very spiritually awakened, they can understand the depths of what you're going through, but if they're not very spiritually awakened, then they cannot understand the process. Can twin flames steal each other's energy, dreams it? I already answered this question, Smita. Twin flames do not steal each other's energy. Ma'am, how can feminine protect themselves? Any prayer or rituals? See, you will always see in Indian mythology when Shiva and Shakti they separate, they do tapas, that is, they sit in meditation, they chant mantras or whatever, their own way of doing it. But here they are raising their vibration. So when you are in separation in this twin flame journey, you should always focus on raising your vibration. Don't focus on what your twin is doing, it is unnecessary, it will only pull you down. You should focus on increasing your body vibration here. So yes, focus on yourself, your sadhana. Yeah. Yes, Bhavani, we should respect their space and relationship. Yes, you should never run up. See, if you see somebody as your twin and you see that they are married or they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, we should not go and disturb them. That is very wrong. Here we are trying to create unnecessary pain or drama in their life for our own expectations, our own selfishness. We are trying to do that, which is very wrong. Nikita, ma'am, if any relationship leads to spiritual awakening, this one person made after painful, so it is that. See, just because you have experienced pain in love relationship, it does not make it twin flame relationship, Nikita. It does not work like that. Karmics often cause pain. When there is too much drama and pain, see, I'll tell you the difference here. If it is a karmic, the karmic is doing it out of their own selfish needs. They don't care about your needs. They don't care about your comfort. They want to use you and abuse you. They want you in their life because you serve some purpose for them. You are an object for them. If it is something like that and they're causing pain, then it is a karmic relationship. But in a twin flame relationship, the person has no intention to cause pain to you. That is not the intention of that person. The intention of the person is that you both are showing what needs to be healed in each other. And when you are working from a higher conscious state and somebody tells you, see, this is the problem with you, please change yourself, you take it so seriously that you run away and you start working on yourself to change yourself. That is the difference here. So here the intention of the twin flame is not to be unkind to you. They might be unkind to you because they want to push you away, or maybe they want you to become better in life. But then it is not cruelty here. Their intention is not to cause pain. But in a karmic relationship, they purposely cause pain. Twin flames, hymns, is twin flame of same gender? No. And the reason why I say no, I even tell you why it is. See, when I'm talking about divine masculine and feminine, it is not just the energies. We have a physical body, and the physical body produces hormones. We are an entire package. We have 5 sheets, and the 5 sheets is our entire package. Now, if I would say that twin flames are of the same gender, then I am disregarding the physical body, which is the part of the package. Then if the entire package is not getting activated in the spiritual process will not happen. The major changes that are happening to you at a higher level, where do they get reflected? They get reflected in your physical body. They get reflected in the physical world. When we go with the premise that same gender people can be twin flames, you're disregarding the physical body of the person. If the evolution is happening at a mental state, at an emotional state, because they are not physical bodies but they are energies, then where are they going to anchor this transformation? Are they going to anchor it in the physical or not? It is not possible. Because the body is not designed to operate like this. We can't see the spiritual awakening process happens in accordance with the laws of nature. Anything that is not in accordance with laws of nature is false. As simple as that. Okay, next. Parashakti. I had Kundalini awakening when we had sex, which Tantra says I completely lost myself. There is pure nothingness. That's when all this happened. My thumb automatically got placed on a third eye. Yes, Parashakti, when twin flames come together, they sort of lose themselves in it. This is exactly what it is. But the intensity with which you can lose yourself also plays the the deciding factor whether it is a twin flame or not. But your energies are complementary in nature. That much I can say. Ma'am, I'm getting a dream. Okay. Ma'am, I'm sometimes, even I'm not thinking, okay, somebody is having lustful dreams and they don't know how to stop these dreams. Okay, let me put it this way. When your subconscious mind is opening up, subconscious mind, it holds, see, Swadhisthana chakra is all about love and lust also. Understand that? So anything that is repressed, it could be repressed shame. Person could have been sexually exploited, all those issues, our own desires, lust, everything is there in that reservoir there. So that reservoir expresses itself in dreams. So you will see these dreams where you are expressing that shame, or you are expressing the shame that is linked to times when you were sexually exploited, or the lust that is there, your addictions that are there. They all are there, attachments, the attachment styles, everything is there in the Swadhisthana chakra level. And much of it will get cleansed out when you're dreaming. Watch your dreams like a witness and let it go. Don't hang on to it. See, what is happening is when the spiritual awakening process starts in your body, your karma is getting quickly removed. So, your karma, you're not only clearing it in your wakeful state, but lot of that karma is getting cleared in your sleep state. And how is it getting cleared in your sleep state? For example, you could have dreams where you have multiple partners in your dream. Those people could have been part of your physical life when you were in lower vibratory state. But because your vibration has increased, now there is no chance that these people can come into your life. They come into your dream. So if it happens at the dream level, it is like happening at the physical level. So the karma is getting cleared away in the dream. Understand that and let that go away. Don't use these dreams to judge yourself, to shame yourself, because it means nothing. It is just that your Swadhisthana chakra is clearing out. Watch those dreams like a witness. Okay, can one twins elevate the other if they were not spiritually inclined, or both spiritual in nature? See, you have to take responsibility for your own journey. The twin will take responsibility for their journey. Yes, you will remind them when they look at you. You don't have to do anything. Your presence will remind them of their soul, nature. It'll remind them of it. Your presence is enough. You don't have to do anything about it. When their time comes, they will awaken. And because, see, you have to understand this is orchestrated by the universe. So the universe plays a role here. Ma'am, I'm very mad at watching bad stuff. I didn't get you. Are you saying that you are watching stuff which you are ashamed of watching? It's an addiction that you have? Yeah, addictions are linked to Swadhisthana chakra. As a spiritually awakening, you have to make this, set an intention that you will come out of these addictions. When you come out of these addictions, you will come out of the issues of the Swadhisthana chakra. Ma'am, Guru's role in journey will come. Guru will come when you're ready for it. Ayush, please help me, ma'am. Ayush, see, I think you're speaking about some kind of addictions here. You have to understand, first thing is, you already understood that you have those addictions inside of you. You have to do sadhana here. You have to do mantra jap or some sadhana where you have to maintain celibacy, and pick a sadhana in which you have to maintain celibacy. Do that sadhana continuously, especially mantra jap. When you do that, especially, say, you can take up the sadhana of Varahi Devi, because when it comes to addictions and all those things, Varahi Devi sadhana is very useful. Or any sadhana which is linked to Mahavishnu, you can chant their mantras and do it seriously, and you will see that after a point you will come out of these addictions. But when you're coming out of these addictions, it can be very painful. Uh, because it is not easy to come out of addictions. Many people again slip back into addictions. So here you have to understand, you need that inner drive, that intention should be there, and your intention should come out of the authenticity to change yourself. If that is there, you are there, and you do the sadhana, you can come out of these things. Ma'am, what is this? Divine grace. How, ma'am, how can I connect with you? You can subscribe to my channel. Ayush, it takes time. It takes sometimes, depending on how much karma is there to clear in your subtle system. It takes that much time. If the addictions are very strong, you need more effort to cleanse them. So you have to put in effort there. If your mind is working for instant gratification rather than for coming out of those addictions, as long as you're seeking instant gratification, you cannot come out of addictions. Here you have to learn to postpone gratification. Learn to postpone gratification and put yourself that space where you are supposed to gain control over yourself, divert that energy uh, into higher divine form. That will give you the grounding to come out of it. Ma'am, I'm in a separation with a person. My twin and I have no craving for physical connection and feel connected with Ma Kali. Ah, that's right, Ma. That's actually, one way in which the twin flame union will go to it, because, see, celibacy is required for the light body to get created. So here our sexual fluids are getting transmuted into ojas. The ojas, it rises up the spine and it helps us to create our light body. So when that is happening in our body, we naturally start celebrating, which is a very good. You can certainly experience a short energetic, yes. Okay. Ma'am, will it come to happy end, or will they fall in their life, take birth again, or once it has started, But Ma Nikita, see, there's nothing like, something happy. What do you mean by happy? Do you think that they'll come together, they'll live together, marry, they'll have children? That is not what twin flame relationship is about. That is how karmic relationships or earth-bound relationships work, not twin flame relationship. So what happens here is, Ayush, my email ID details, everything are there in the website. Please check out the website. Okay, so what happens here is, you can rise even when your twin flame is not there. It is not that you need your twin flame to come into your life for you to spiritually grow. No, it is not required. As a part of the awakening, the memories will come to you that this person is my twin flame. But not necessary that the twin flame has to be in your life. The memories are coming to you because your subconscious mind is opening up. So you don't have to yearn for your twin flame to leave their partner and come to you. All this is all messed up. Don't get into that type of the mindset. It is not right. If you love somebody, you will let them live their life the way they want to live. This is not about controlling somebody else's life. It is not about controlling them and waking up them and telling them, see, you are my twin flame, you have to come to me. This is not about that. This is, if we are moving in that direction, then it is an ego thing. It is not twin flame journey. Twin flame journey is where you know where your twin flame is in the journey and you let them have their experiences. They need those experiences to grow. Why do you want to take away those experiences from them? You will find your own experiences for your personal growth. Aish, please check my channel description. You will see it. Moksha, Nikita, it will come to you even when your twin flame is not in your life. As long as you're working upon yourself, you're increasing your light quotient in your body and you're spiritually progressing, you don't need your twin flame in your life by your side. The twin flame will come in once in a while. You might see that person somewhere. Why? So that the heart chakra can awaken. It needs a catalyst, a little push once in a while. For that reason, they might come into your life, but that doesn't mean that that they will be by your side the entire life, like how in a marriage and all those things. Ma'am, is twin flame the same as divine counterpart? Divine counterpart. Twin flames. I just spoke about the two different types of twin flames in the beginning part of the video. But yes, at one level you can call them that as a divine counterpart. And at one level they are the reflection of your inner masculinity if you are a woman, and they are a reflection of your inner femininity if you are a man. So yes, you can call them the inner as a divine counterpart, because see, ultimately this journey is a divine journey. They are a partner in your journey. You're partnering, and you're partnering not to grow together. And the journey is complicated and it is beyond normal human understanding. So, Pooja Sharma, ma'am, do you believe in emergence of new earth and twin flames, or rather template of newer dimension relationships? See, ma'am, what happens is how we live our life, especially the souls who have increased their light quotient in themselves, souls who have undergone the spiritual awakening process, the gurus, the saints, they hold higher light inside of them. And these people are capable of changing the energetic dynamics on earth, because they can create new psychic maps at the unconscious level. So for example, if there's a lot of cruelty in an area, people are just, each generation is troubling the next generation. There's too much of cruelty. Say a saint is born in that place, and all people treat that saint cruelly, but then the saint increases in light, and these people realize that this person is a person of light. Thereafter, he becomes recognized as a saint. The saint brings about a lot of change in the community by his influence, through his influence. He has changed mindsets. And how did he change his mind, the mindsets? There is so much inner light in that person that others are able to see that light and follow that light to move into higher vibration state. Once they move into higher vibrational state, the cruelty automatically goes away. The society becomes less cruel in nature. So the consciousness has risen to a certain extent. Now this saint's energy is so strong that even after they leave earth, they are changing something at the unconscious level. How we live our life on earth, the cultural conditioning, the programming, everything comes from the unconscious mind level. The archetypes, they are there. So the saints, the higher beings who have light bodies, they can change. Through their work, they create new pathways through which the divine light can come onto earth. And yes, they can raise the consciousness through their work. And that is what they do when they work on earth. And when you talk about twin flames, when the twin flames are ascending themselves, they are creating new template in the way at the level of the unconscious mind, where they are telling the people who are working, who are mostly working or operating from the root chakra level, that see, you can live a life where you are committed solely to one person, and you and your partner can evolve together. This is something which a normal earthbound person will not understand. 99.9 people will not understand this. But when more of twin flames are born, they change how families are working. The family dynamics are operating, marriages are operating. Now marriages are operating from a lot of karmic expectations. There's a lot of abuse in marriages. But when more twin flames are born, they're changing the templates, where the next generation people, when they come into marriage, their marriages will be better, because they are now ready to consider their spouse's welfare as their own when they get into a marriage, and they want to be committed to that person. That kind of people will increase when people with light quotient are there and they are born on earth. It is not a matter of belief. That is how it operates on earth. I am divine bliss, mirror energy and seeing his name everywhere, any significance? Yes, I just spoke about it. You will see the name, you will see the person. Ma'am, how to kill the ego and take the energy to higher chakra to evolve? Nikita, for this you need to do sadhana, man, and then see, the ego will always rise its head, but you have to recognize it. The ego will always tell you to be selfish. The ego will create stories like, no, see, he is not caring for you, he is not understanding for you, you have to wait for him, you have to do something to get him back. All these things are selfish things. These things are coming, such ideas only come when you are focused on your needs. You don't care about some other person. For example, there's a person, and that person loves somebody who's married. Okay, the twin flame is married. Now when they're trying to break the twin flame's marriage, the twin flame will suffer, the twin flame spouse will suffer. So when you cause suffering for two people, how can you be happy? The same karma will come back. You're just sabotaging your own spiritual growth. See, when you're pulling down somebody in consciousness, how awakened am I if I do that? So please understand that when you're pulling down somebody in consciousness, you will also fall down in consciousness. You are sort of, there is no point in spiritual evolution then. Nikita, ma'am, how? Okay. Are there any more questions? Thank you, Pooja. Oh, this went on for very long, and is there any other question that you would like to ask? Otherwise, I'll stop the stream here because I'm not getting any more questions. Please understand that the twin flame journey is not about possessing your twin flame. It is not about that. Twin flame journey is about, in this journey, sometimes you will lose yourself and you need to, thank you, Sandy. You will lose yourself to find yourself. So this is all about finding yourself. And whatever is happening in your life or in your twin flame's life, all those experiences, it might feel negative. When you look at it at the surface level, it might feel negative. But then all these experiences are needed for you to evolve. Ma'am, please let me know about age gap. Age gap between twin flames, it can be anything. Sometimes a woman is elder to the man. She can be elder to the man by 10-15 years. See, twin flame relationships, they don't fit into the earth type relationships. In earth relationship, the man has to be older, the woman has to be younger. The man has to be at least 5 to 6 years older, or maybe of the same age. It again depends on the cultural conditioning. But in most cultures, you will see the man is older. But a twin flame relationship, it sort of negates all these things. Anything is possible. Yes, your twin, Pooja Sharma's twin flame is 11 years younger. Yes, it is possible. It is not like how earth relationships are. So here, sometimes people of different cultures come together as twin flames. Because here you're not operating as a person belonging to a particular culture, a particular location. No. When you're transforming yourself, you're moving away from that localized thought into becoming a universal being. Understand that. At the level of the universal being, there are no rules and regulations there. It is only the expression of your authenticity. And when you're expressing your authenticity, authenticity knows no geographical divides or age divides. Nikita, what is types of great divine purpose they both hold? Everybody's purpose is different. My purpose is different from somebody else's purpose. Now, what their purpose is, they only will know. You and I cannot tell. Because their purpose comes from how their soul has been shaped over many lifetimes. So, but the common thing here is that whatever work they will do, it is about raising the consciousness of earth and not lowering it. Understand that. That is it. And the process is that they also dissolve their ego to the extent that they become a universal being. Once you become the universal being, see, that person is your twin flame as long as you're caught up in the water element, the Swadhisthana chakra. But once you become a universal being, you have come out of all those limited definitions. You have become a universal being. Glow boy, by having a strong desire for her, I manifested an encounter and opened my heart chakra, but later caused suffering and very intense kriyas at the Muladhara. Yet she has no idea about spirituality. She has no idea about spirituality, but she was still capable of opening your heart chakra. That is the power of twin flame. And here, it is not about coming into union and mission and all that. It is about, see, as I said earlier, the twin flame is a catalyst to open your heart chakra. That is the main role they play. After that, if they have no other role in your life, they will not be there. Pooja Sharma, not everyone needs a twin flame to grow spiritually. Then why we have this path for ascension? People have different paths for ascension. It depends on how your soul was designed, from which world you come from. For some, devotion is the path to ascension. There are some beings who come from other water worlds or Swadhisthana Chakra worlds, and they don't have twin flames. Twin flames are very old souls, and they are united. So when they come in onto earth also, that unity, that kind of connection between both of them is there wherever they are in the universe. That is the kind of divine connection they both have. They're connected at the heart chakra. So that connection is difficult to break. It is a divine connection. Because their soul evolution has happened in that part. See, when you have the ascension process or the awakening process, there are many paths. Not everybody's path is the same. Many actually walk on the ascension path solo. They don't have a counterpart. It's only the twin flames who have this. What I understand is when people are ascending, each one of us is expressing one divine quality of the divinity to the world. So the twin flames are expressing the quality that is inherently there in the universe, and that quality is the quality of the divine feminine and divine masculine. At the level of the universe, when it is getting created, it is the Shiva and Shakti who are the primary divine masculine and divine feminine. The twin flames are the copy of them. As above, so below. So, twin flames somehow hold this in them, this energy, the Shiv Shakti energy inside of them, and they walk the path. Ma'am, does young soul have? No, ma'am. Fam, no. Young soul, see, let me tell you again, I think you missed out on the early part of the video. See, new souls have not learned life lessons. See, the prefrontal cortex, the front part of the brain, when we are evolving, it becomes a little thicker, the cortex becomes thicker, more gray area gets formed, nervous connections get formed. So our soul, see the third eye is present here, the soul gets formed. The soul is something that we construct over many lifetimes. It is not there when we are a new person. So when the soul is not very well formed, we cannot care for another person. We are only thinking about ourselves. So somebody who's a new soul is like a newborn baby. They don't care about others. They just want to cry. They want their milk. They want somebody else to take care of them. Anything they do, they are only thinking about themselves. They're not even thinking about their family members. They can take advantage of their family members for their own benefit. Because the soul quality is not well developed in them. When you talk about twin flame, here you want somebody else to grow along with you. To reach that place where you want somebody else to grow, like how you are growing, you should be very matured. Your soul should be well formed. Then only you will have such noble ideas. Somebody who is not, emotionally well developed, which is a new soul, they will not have any new ideas or noble ideas. Their ideas will be like, okay, I have a girlfriend, I'll cheat on her, she has money, let me take her money. Or that woman will think, let me choose somebody who's very rich as my boyfriend. Okay, if he has no money, I'll just get rid of him, I'll get one more person. So man is an ATM machine and the woman is a cook and a maid, or she will give children. This is typically how they think, and such people cannot be twin flames. Please understand that. Pooja Sharma, I want to experience union in 5D. I don't think it is possible. How do you go about it? Union in 5D happens between twin flames when they have totally healed themselves. It happens. It happens because their nadi systems are open. Your nadi system should be open. And when the nadi systems are in open and when they come into union, then it is a 5D union. And when you're talking about 5D union, there is the person has transcended their lower ego. They are not even interested. For them, this is more like a ritual. It is not something that they're doing out of lust or doing out of desire. It is not for their personal desires that they're doing it. They have transcended personal desires. They are operating from the universal level. And here they create the third energy. When two souls, very mature, come into union in the 5D, they're creating a third energy. That third energy, into the third energy, they can invite any divine form. So in this union, you have the divine masculine, the feminine, and the divine in that union there. And they can raise the consciousness of the place where they are. Because when they come into union, the level of consciousness, the level of energy that gets released from their system into the place where they are, it has a very positive impact on the environment, on the people who are living there. It heals everybody around. This is a different subject which is like for very, very advanced practitioners, and this is actually secret knowledge. Nobody talks about it. Yes, Pooja, it is amazing, and this is not for normal people. The people should have transcended the normal human way of thinking, the normal human way of emoting. You have to go beyond the I. The lower I has to die. When the lower I dies, you reach that state in your spiritual evolution, and this path is not for everybody. And that is why it is not for everybody. And many twin flames actually don't go till that level, because when they're born on earth, some of them actually move a little into higher vibration, but then when they reach a point in their evolution, maybe they are happy. Thank you, Nifam. When they reach that point in their spiritual evolution, they sort of they're happy there. When you're comfortable at a point in your spiritual awakening just stagnates there. And some reach to a point where they can make a connection with the universal mind. But in the twin flames also, there are some special twin flames which have a very high energy signature. They alone can do what I'm saying. So this also should be done under the guidance of a guru, and it cannot be done on our own. Yes, so the discussion has gone long drawn. Any more questions? Right, so fine. So then I will stop the is 5D union possible while still in the physical body? It happens in the physical body, ma. You need the physical body for it. It can happen in the other dimensions, but then in the physical body, you have an extra thing that is happening on earth, that is Kundalini is there, which is not there in the other dimensions. Other dimensions, it's the astral body. There it is energy exchange. But when you're born on earth, you have a physical body. There's an energetic body there. And hence it has to be done in the physical. And I don't know who these twins are, and that information I will not have. Ma'am, my person was searching for Ma Kali and I met with him. Wonderful. So Ma Kali has guided you to that person. Right. Fine. So I think I'm not getting any more questions. So I'll stop the video transmission here. Right. Fine. So have a nice day, and hope the information was useful to all of you. I'll again come up with some more live streams, some important topics where you need more clarity. Once in a while I'll do a live stream. Good night to all, and good morning to those who are in USA. Bye bye.